Villains in historical fiction? Do you love them or hate them? As a writer, it's more complicated than that. Want to know more? Stay tuned. I'm sure you're all aware that a good antagonist in a story not only levels up the angst for the main character, but it also does some heavy lifting for a story's pacing. Think back to a recent read. Did you flip the pages quickly when the villain appeared? I know I do, because the villain of the story gives our protagonist the thing that she must battle against. Whether it's an action scene or a slow-burning family drama, the villain appears to press all the buttons of our main character. In the Bootlegger's Betrayal, there are two so-called bad boys. The first one is a straight-up antagonist. Meg's brother, Mateo, is the thorn in her side, whether or not she recognizes this. He is the one readers will find easy to distrust from the get-go. His intentions may be concealed, but they linger in the way he conducts himself and also in the way he demands things he has no right to. We as readers understand fairly early in the story that Mateo is not a nice guy. In all honesty, I didn't trust him even while I was writing his character. But he was a necessary part of the story to be the opposite to Meg's desire to seek redemption. On the other hand, there's another type of antagonist. A different sort of challenge exists when I need to create a character who is bad, but also likable. Well, maybe likable is too strong of a word. What I want is for the reader to understand from the protagonist's point of view why this bad boy is redeemable in their eyes. When a writer accomplishes this precarious balance, the reader may not love the antagonists, but they will find reasons to understand them, or at the very least, understand why the main character has a hard time distancing themselves from this person. So, though you may not get all the warm fuzzies that Meg feels toward George, my goal was to convince you to buy into a little bit of the good that Meg saw in him. I'm not saying that his actions are redeemable, but he does add a certain level of intrigue and insight into Meg's backstory, as he also helps color the decisions that Meg makes along the way. I actually enjoyed writing George's character. He persuasively came across as fun, lovable, protective, and intelligent. His sense of humor, much like Meg's, lies just beneath the surface. He was an accomplished man, running a business, albeit an illegal one, but according to Meg, he was doing a pretty darn good job of it. In the end, my goal was for readers to fall a little bit in love with George, while at the same time disliking his actions and eventual treatment of Meg. Of course, I want you to root for Meg and her journey as the main character in the Bootlegger's Betrayal. But I also hope you allow Bad Boy George to entertain you along the way. For those of you who made it to the end of this video, here's a bonus tidbit. I purposely chose the name George to be Meg's love interest because as I scoured the newspaper clippings from Elko, I learned there was a man named George who was a little bit shady and a little bit mischievous and a whole lot successful at dodging the law and Prohibition agents. He seemed like the perfect sort of character to accompany Meg's story. If you've read The Bootlegger's Betrayal, I'd love for you to tell me in the comments what you thought about George's character in the story. I hope you enjoyed this content, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe so YouTube knows this video was enjoyable. Until next time, happy reading.